Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Marissa Baca and I like to post videos that inspire you to live your best life and hopefully find some balance in the crazy days that we are living in. I so far have posted, I started a new segment called Sing With Me Saturdays. So a video goes up every Saturday of me singing a cappella, and so far I've posted like a cook with me video, organize with me video, and next week's video is gonna be all about Father's Day crafts with toddlers. So if you're interested in that, definitely come back next week to check that out. Today, I wanted to show you guys how to make a cupcake bouquet. Normally around Mother's Day and Valentine's Day, I like to make these and sell them, and I like to give them away. They come out really cute and they're really super simple to make. They just look hard to make. So let's get into it. Okay, so in order to make your cupcake bouquet, these are the items that you are going to need. First and foremost, you are going to need some kind of pot. Plastic ones work perfect, and normally when I'm selling them, I do utilize the plastic ones. You are going to need a foam ball. You can find that in the floral department. You're gonna need cupcake liners. You can totally do this with homemade cake as well. Normally that's what I do, but I want to use through all of the cake mixes and frostings that I have because I found a ton of these for like 50 cents a piece and I could not say no. So we're going to utilize those. You will need a flour tip. The bigger the better if you ask me. You will need toothpicks. What's going on, buddy? Hi. Say hello. Do you want some Gatorade? I'll get you some Gatorade. Okay, sorry about that. As y'all know, I keep it real, and that was a total mom life moment. Okay. So I believe I mentioned this already, but you're going to need some toothpicks. You are going to need some decorating bags and saran wrap. This is like dollar store saran wrap. It's super cheap. You don't need it to be awesome. You just want to make sure that you have it around your foam ball. Last but not least, you need some fake flowers to fill in all the space that your cupcakes do not. So let's get to baking. All right, so we're gonna start by setting our oven to 350 degrees. And for what we're doing here, we're just gonna follow the instructions. I've seen lots of very fancy stuff on Pinterest where people zhuzh up their boxed mixes a little bit by adding pudding or applesauce, or I've seen all kinds of stuff. But for this, we're just gonna go ahead and follow exactly what it says. Okay, so cake mix called for 4 large eggs, which we have here, 1/4 cup of oil, and 1 cup of water, which I already spilled a little bit. But I was like, cool, nobody saw it. But I guess it doesn't really matter because then I tell you guys anyway. So I didn't want to pull out my mixer, so I'm just gonna go old school and just use a whisk. Plus, if anyone viewing does not have a mixer, you can just use a regular whisk for this. So you ain't got to get too fancy. Oh, what's wrong, little mama? Mateo, why are you trying to put that here, buddy? Buddy. Say whoa. Be careful. He thought I really don't want you to fall. This is oil. Can you say oil? Oil. Yeah, this one's not water, Hito. The one I put first was water. Now we gotta do our eggs. Let's say, can you say eggs? Eggs. Eggs. Ready? Whoa! That's neato, Cheeto. you want to try stirring, Tay? Here. You try stirring. Well, no, you don't have to get down. Okay.
Ready?
Yeah. Let's do it. Fix. Okay, go ahead.
Ready?
Ready? Go. Let me get a little bit of the mixing in and then you can do it again, okay? Ready? Yeah, it does smell like a cookie, huh? Here, you go ahead. You do it. All done. That's actually pretty good, son.
Ready?
Okay. All right, so whenever you're filling up your cupcake liners, you just kind of want to follow the standard rule of doing 2/3 of the way full, and usually for me that's about 1/4 cup. I think is pretty perfect. Okay, so now that those are in the oven, I'm going to just get everything else kind of prepped and ready. That way we're not doing it at the last moment. Okay, so like I said, I like to get everything ready in advance. That way you're not trying to scramble at the last moment and get it done. So we'll start with the frosting, and a trick that I learned for the frosting, and I probably should have put more of the bag over, but you put the bag in a cup and you put the bag over the sides so that you have no trouble trying to get your frosting inside the bag, and then you just have it ready and put it to the side. Then you want to put saran wrap over your entire foam ball. You could also do some decorative tissue. Next, you will need some needle nose pliers. I should have mentioned that, or some wire cutters in order to cut your flowers. And the last thing is, don't throw your leaves away, because at the end you might need them as filler, and it's better to have them and not need them. Okay, so the cupcakes are done. We just gotta let them completely cool before we can get started on assembling and decorating. I know they do look a little bit dark, so whenever I make cupcake bouquets, I have found that if I take them out at the time that it calls for, they kind of tend to fall apart a little bit. So if you leave them in there a few minutes longer, they will be a little dark, but it's gonna work better for your bouquet. Okay, so our cupcakes are all cool now. It has been almost 2 hours since we took them out. Since then, I had time to prepare dinner. We already had dinner. We also already bathed the babies for the night, and so we're gonna end it off on a sweet note and finish showing you guys how to do your cupcake bouquet. Okay, so you want to put your first cupcake at the very top of the bouquet, and you want to use a butter knife to put the toothpicks in. If you saw Zia in the background there, she did not get hurt. She fell over and she got scared, but she did not get hurt. Her auntie picked her up, and then she was happy and she crawled back under the table, if you were able to catch that as well. She likes to mess with our dog. I don't really have a method to my madness here. I have severe OCD, so I'm constantly trying to figure out different ways to kind of mess with my own head, if that makes sense. But you could totally get OCD with this if you wanted. You could do flour, cupcake flour. You could do pretty much whatever you want to. I mean, if you just wanted to use all cupcakes and not use any fake flowers, you definitely could do that. It's really just whatever it is in your creative mind, bring it to life. So every time that I do this, I tend to just kind of wing it, and I like to see how it comes out. So let's see what we end up with here. Then I like to put all of my flowers in place just to see where they are going to end up. Before I decorate, I'm definitely going to pull these out, but it's great to have them kind of as placeholders for now. Okay, so we're about ready to decorate. I could not figure out where to put that last flower. Oh my gosh, it was driving me crazy. But as you can see, I am in a position where I'm going to need to use the leaves. That way I have more of the space filled in. When you go to decorate, you kind of just do like a dollop in the middle, and then you go around. It usually takes about 2 swirls. There's also, of course, a YouTube video on how to do it. My flowers are not gorgeous. I am by no means a cake decorator. It's just something that I enjoy doing, and a lot of times before I do any of these, like for a customer order, you guys also got to realize that doing stuff in a commercial kitchen is very different than doing it at home. But I usually will practice quite a bit on a piece of parchment paper before I actually start. So here I'm just kind of doing it to show you guys the gist of it, and they came out okay. I don't think they're the bomb.com, but hey, they look good enough to eat if you ask me. Guys, well, there you have it. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please subscribe. And like I mentioned, for next week we're going to be focusing on some Father's Day gifts homemade by toddlers. So if you guys are interested in that, please tune in, and we'll see you guys in the next video.